Christian McCaffrey is on the block. The Panthers reportedly listening to trade offers, but let's break it down. Who's actually a team that makes sense for McCaffrey? We got to start with teams that are trying to win right now, right? If you're a team that just is trying to squeak into the playoffs, trading a couple of picks for Christian McCaffrey is not going to get it done. He is an expensive player. He has 3 years left in his contract after this. But here's the good news. If you're a team trading for him, there's not a lot of guarantees that you'd have to swallow. $1 million in an injury guarantee next year. And after that, that's it. If McCaffrey were to get hurt, if he were to get injured again, if you felt like it was time to move on, you could do it. And the contract is not that bad. The cap hits basically equal $36 million over the next 3 years. It's a lot for a running back, but McCaffrey's also essentially an 1,000-yard receiver. So you're basically getting two weapons in one. And so the Panthers, according to multiple reports, are looking for a couple of picks. Probably want a first-round pick, maybe get another round, third or fourth-round pick after that. Would a team give that up? That's a lot. That's a lot for a running back who, granted, is 26 years old and in the prime of his career and on pace for 1,898 yards after 6 weeks. But at the same point, there's that injury history. Before this year, the last 2 years, he's played a total of 10 games. It's a problem. You have to be leery about that. That's going to drive down value a little bit. But if you're the Panthers, you need to get picks. You need to rebuild your team, and he is by far the easiest way to do that. The only other asset that even approaches the level of McCaffrey on the Panthers is Brian Burns, the edge rusher. If you're going to rebuild, if you're going to do it right, trading a running back and an expensive one is probably the right move. But which teams would go out and get him? Well, I got three for you. I got three that fit-wise, it makes sense. We're going to start in the Bay Area. I think the 49ers make a ton of sense. Obviously, McCaffrey went to school at Stanford. He is a guy who would be a perfect fit for that offense. They love to run the ball. They will throw the ball short. You've got Garoppolo, McCaffrey, Debo, Ayuk, Kittle. That's a team. Now, the problem for the Niners is I don't know that draft capital-wise if they can compete with some of the other offers because they traded so much away for Trey Lance. But McCaffrey makes a lot of sense for San Francisco from a fit standpoint. I think he'd be great there. I think he would instantly make the Niners not only the overwhelming favorite in the NFC West, but a team that's maybe the first in line to try and beat Philadelphia here in the NFC playoffs when the time comes. I also look over in the AFC, the Buffalo Bills. They got Brandon Beane as GM. They've got Sean McDermott as head coach. Where'd they come from? Carolina. Okay. McCaffrey would make a ton of sense in Buffalo. Buffalo's got Stephon Diggs, Gabriel Davis, but really, who's the third weapon that scares you? Dawson Knox is a good player, no question. Devin Singletary's a solid running back, but none of those guys are that top-tier weapon that really puts fear in the heart of a defensive coordinator. McCaffrey does. Now, the Bills don't run the ball a ton, but they would use McCaffrey as a receiver in ways that I think would really change how you can defend them. You'd have to start being more balanced in whether you take away the deep shot or the short throw. The Bills would only be more potent. So Buffalo's a team I'd watch. And I would watch Kansas City. Brett Veach in his time with the Chiefs is a big swinger. He believes in going after the star player. And the Chiefs have as much capital as anybody. Chiefs have 12 draft picks right now next year. They are loaded with ammunition. And the Chiefs have never been shy about trading away first-round picks. Did it for Orlando Brown. Did it to acquire Patrick Mahomes when they moved up in the draft. Did it with Orlando Brown and Frank Clark. They have been very aggressive in that regard. And while the Chiefs also, like the Bills, are not a team that's going to pound the ball, they would love to have McCaffrey as a receiver. Like they traded away Tyreek Hill. Do the Chiefs spend about half the cap hit, 40% of the cap hit that they would have spent on Tyreek Hill on Christian McCaffrey? Do they make that move and say, look, the rest of that money you can use either to upgrade a tackle or to upgrade a pass rusher next year? Maybe. But those are the three teams that make the most sense to me. The Niners, the Bills, and the Chiefs. All contenders, all with a need at the running back position to get better. And all, if they got McCaffrey, would be a team that you'd have to say might be the favorite to win it all come February.